Long ago, in a faraway town surrounded by high stone walls, life thrived inside the bustling marketplace. Merchants called out their prices, children ran between stalls, and the smell of spices filled the dusty air. Yet in the shadow of a cracked wall, a blind beggar sat alone, his clothes torn and his cheeks stained with endless tears. His extinguished eyes spoke of a loss greater than hunger. With a trembling voice he cried, "Greed destroyed me. Greed took my sight. Greed pushed me into the pit of misery." Most people passed without pity. Some mocked him, some laughed. When a kind soul offered a coin, the beggar bowed his head and murmured, "You may give me only after you strike me. Let your hand fall upon my cheek first, then your gift may follow. I deserve punishment before mercy." The crowd was divided. Some shook their heads and walked away, unwilling to obey such a strange request. Others, cruel enough, slapped him before tossing a coin at his feet. The beggar wept louder with every strike, not from the pain, but from the shame in his heart. His voice echoed through the market. "Had I not been blinded by greed, I would still see the sun. But now I live in darkness, and my companion is regret without end." Then a foreign merchant, dignified in bearing, approached and threw a silver coin before him. The blind man pushed it away, saying, "Strike me or take your money back. I do not deserve it unless its giver slaps me." The merchant looked at him sharply and said, "You give in charity, yet follow it with evil. What is this you are doing to yourself, man?" He drew closer, sat beside him, curiosity overcoming him, and said, "What is your story? Tell me, for I am a stranger in this town and I wish to understand." The blind man sighed deeply, then said in a broken voice, "I was once the leader of a gang of 30 men, human wolves who thrived on power and fear. We were men who knew no mercy, each carrying scars and memories of past battles, our eyes always gleaming with hunger for control and dominance. I, with my courage and cunning, led them day and night, prowling the desert like wolves over their prey, seizing every opportunity for gain and advancing where no one else dared. One day we came upon a great caravan, 40 camels loaded with chests of spices, shimmering silks, copper vessels, and sacks of grain. The sight ignited excitement in our hearts. We struck with speed and cunning. The guards tried to resist, but terror seized them and they fled, leaving everything behind. We drove the camels through the narrow mountain passes, their bells clanging like a triumphant song. Dust rose around us, mingling with our laughter, as if the mountains themselves celebrated our victory. For a fleeting moment the world seemed ours, limitless and unchallenged, and in that instant power felt as sharp and sweet as the edge of a blade. As we rested the camels among the rocks, we spotted an old man sitting alone beneath a withered tree. His body was frail, but his eyes shone with a strange clarity. I approached him harshly and said, "Old man, give us what you have or we will take it by force." He smiled and replied calmly, "I carry neither wealth nor provisions, but I carry knowledge. True wealth is not in gold or goods. True wealth is the richness of the heart. Whoever masters his heart against greed is richer than the kings of the earth." My men burst into mocking laughter, and I shouted, "Spare us your wisdom, old man. We cannot eat sermons, we want treasures." He answered steadily, "If you refuse the counsel, then know this. In this mountain lies a cave that opens only on the night of the full moon, when a single star rises beside it, known to those of knowledge. Inside are treasures enough to load the camels until they groan under the weight. But the cave remains open only while the star shines in the sky. Once it fades, the cave closes and all trace of it vanishes." Greed grew in my heart, and I said, "And what is your share then?" He said, "I ask for 10 camels loaded with whatever you fill, and a small vial for myself. Ask me not about it." I signaled my men to wait, and I reluctantly agreed, while secretly resolving not to leave him with anything in the end. The old man led us through rugged passages. We stood waiting, but the moon delayed in rising. My men grew impatient, their voices rising with curses. "He is deceiving us. There is no cave, no star." But the old man sat calmly, murmuring as though speaking to himself. "Everything has its appointed time, only the ignorant rush." Suddenly the moon became full, and beside it a bright star shone like red ruby. The earth shook beneath us. A great rock split open with the roar of thunder, and the cave opened. From within, bursting forth dazzling lights like a waterfall of gold. We entered, struck dumb with awe, and found within another world, walls gleaming as if plated with gold, chests piled high with jewels, crowns encrusted with gems, gleaming swords, and necklaces sparkling in the dark. My men screamed like madmen and began stuffing their sacks without pause until all 40 camels were loaded. As for the old man, he took up his small vial, clutching it as if it were his very heart. He turned to me and said, "Fulfill what you promised." So I gave him 10 camels, keeping 30 for myself. No sooner had the star faded than the cave closed in the blink of an eye, and the mountain returned as though it had never been opened. We set off on our return, the camels groaning beneath the weight of gold. We stopped in a narrow valley to let them rest. My men sat around the fire laughing and joking, but my heart would not be still. 30 men, 30 camels. If they turned on me, they would kill me and leave me with nothing but dust. So I betrayed them first, lacing the food with poison. They sat eating and drinking, and suddenly they writhed one after another, falling on their faces screaming, then falling silent forever. I sat among them breathing heavily, surrounded by 30 camels laden with treasure. I thought I had become the undisputed master of the earth. I saw the old man leading his camels away quietly. I shouted, "Old man, your share is too much. Give me a camel." He said calmly, "Remember your pledge. 30 are yours and 10 are mine." But I brandished my sword and he surrendered a camel and went on. I returned to him again and again, each time threatening him, and each time he gave me a camel, saying in a quiet voice that pierced me, "Let not greed tempt you. The covenant is with God." Until I had taken all 10 of his camels, leaving him with nothing but the vial. I approached him and said, "Now nothing remains for you. What is the secret of this vial that you never let go of?" The old man gazed at me for a long time and said, "Man, this vial is not a treasure but a trial. If you look into it with your right eye, you will see the whole earth, with its cities, mountains, and seas. But if you look into it with your left eye, you will lose your sight forever." I shouted, "Liar! If it held nothing greater than gold, you would not cling to it. Show me its truth." The old man grasped my hand, trying to push me away, saying, "Beware, greed will destroy you. You have taken more than what you were promised. Do not lose what remains to you." "The covenant, man, the covenant." But I snatched it from him by force. I lifted it to my right eye, and the whole earth spread before me like a glowing map, vast and without end. I saw villages with smoke rising gently from their chimneys, golden fields swaying with the wind, mountains crowned with snow, rivers twisting like silver serpents, and seas glittering beneath the sun as though encrusted with diamonds. My heart leapt with wonder, and I cried out, "Here lies the greatest treasure, a vision no king has ever possessed. Surely the left eye will reveal to me the hidden riches of the earth, gold, jewels, and untold secrets." Then the old man's voice thundered again, louder and more urgent, like a warning bell echoing through the valley of my soul. "Do not do it. Do not be deceived. The left eye will show you nothing but eternal blindness." But greed veiled my heart like a thick cloud, smothering the last glimmer of wisdom. My hands trembled, yet desire drove me on. I placed it upon my left eye, defying the warning, and in an instant, my world was drowned in suffocating darkness. The radiant earth vanished, replaced by an endless void. I screamed in terror, "My eye! I am blind! The blackness has consumed me!" I fell to the ground, trembling in horror, clawing at the soil with broken nails, as if I could dig out the light I had lost. My tears mingled with the dust, and I pleaded in shattered weakness, "Old man, have mercy. Give me back my sight. Take the treasure. Only restore to me the gift of light." But even the air seemed to withdraw from me, and his voice, once near and strong, drifted farther and farther, fading like an echo dissolving into the horizon. With every word it grew fainter. "You have broken the covenant, and greed has blinded you. This is the fate of one who is never content with what God has allotted." Then silence fell, deep, harsh, merciless. His voice vanished like a mirage at dusk, leaving me lost in the abyss of eternal night. No light, no path, no return. Nothing remained but the crushing weight of my greed, grinding my soul without mercy. The blind man finished his tale before the merchant, then stretched out his cheek, saying, "Now you know, stranger, Why I deserve nothing but slaps along with alms." The merchant departed, murmuring to himself, "Truly greed is blinder than all blindness.